Imagine this. You were just entering a store, just checking out the mall, your friend, and you enter with the purpose of just looking around. And guess what? You left there with a bag full of items that you didn't even want to buy in the first place. And there we go. That's the power of sales. Everyone is impacted by sales because it is the ability to influence your choice and my choices. And everyone get hit by this every day, whether you are selling or buying. So understanding how sales work will make you a better person when it comes to making choices. My name is Juan, and I've been learning sales for the past 2 years to help myself earn a sales job. So whether you're trying to be a real estate agent, a business broker, or you're just trying to learn sales to own your own business someday, then today I will try to give my best advice on everything that I've learned about sales. As odd as it sounds, sales isn't just about selling the item. There are a lot more that goes into it. It is the psychological aspect, the relationship building, the presentation, the objection, the closing. Those are the main one of sales, but there are a lot more that go into creating a sales. Let's start with the psychology of sales. Understanding yourself and your customer psychology is the key to a successful sales. So let me explain this. Sales uses a lot of psychology, whether it is a psychological trigger, a competitive mindset, is anything that try to get your customer to think, hey, I need this product right now, and put that to sales. According to Robert Kiyosaki in the book Persuasion of Sales, the scarcity mindset is what make people think that this is limited, and it prompt quick action for them to buy. We cover the customer mindset. So how do you go about doing your own psychology? So when it comes to your psychology of sales, just think that sales is a rejection game. You are going to get rejected a lot in sales. So just keep in mind that these rejection doesn't mean that you are the bad person or they don't like your product. It just means that it is not right for them. So rejection is something that you should be able to brush off like just like a piece of paper or like a piece of dust. So it's just quick and easy. I was just reading this article in Forbes that is about sales rejection. The author stated that when you are working with the best salespeople, they don't go against rejection. They work with the rejection to help their sales become better. So once you pull the customer in, the next focus is building trust. Establishing a good trust foundation will make you a better salesman in their eyes, as well as make them want to stay with you for longer. So, how exactly do you go about building trust? What you want to do is try active listen and empathy. This might sound howler cringy, but look, you just gotta stay there and listen to what the customer is saying, their problem, try to relate with them, understand them, and that would just naturally build a connection as you go on with the sales. So in the book Secret of Closing the Sales by Zig Ziglar, he emphasized that customer prefer buying from people that they trust, showing us that sales is more about the person than the product. So once you establish that trust, you can now go into the exciting part, which is presenting your product. A successful product sales is about you presenting the product in a very relatable way. So the sales presentation, what you need to do, you need to emphasize on their problem and the advantage that they will get from using your product. So this is what I want you to do. The idea is that once you present the product, you should be able to paint a distinct image right into their head, making them see the potential advantage of what you're selling. Which is why in the book by Tom Hopkins, How to Master the Art of Selling, he explained that when you use a demonstration of the product that are more story-like or more picture-like, the pitch become more engaging and persuasive. So for example, look at this. If I were to show you this, just the word of a flower field, what goes inside your head? Some of you might get blue flower, green flower, even dying flower. It's just whatever you picture in your head. And all of you guys on different pages. But now check this out. Check. You see this? It's a pink flower field. And that put you and me on the same page. It's just a pink flower field. Whether you like it or not, it's all up to you. This is what I present, which is why you gotta do prospecting and all of that beforehand before you pitch out the product, because you can't change the product as the sales go by, or you can't change the product before the sales. It's just making sure that you find the right person that can see the value in this. You should be able to put that value into them. Following the product presentation. If you don't get a yes, you're fucked. Your whole sale is done. I'm just kidding. Next, come handling objection. So what you want to do when it comes to handling objection, you gotta be very, very careful on what you say, because this is the last line of defense when it comes to closing the sales. So salespeople need to be ready to deal with people concerned or their excuses. That's why I call it their excuses to not selling with you. You gotta have pre-prepared items to handle these objections. So let's take, for example, hey, I don't have enough money. So what you want to do to handle these type of objection is, instead of focusing on the money part, make them focus on the value part, and that would naturally justify the money. Again, these are things that you need to prep beforehand, so when it just comes to sales, you just gotta pop that right in your head and just say it's often coming through experience, and you gotta test different type of things for it to work. A lot of people suck at sales because they don't use handling objection enough. It just, once the customer say, no, I'm not interested because my family is not ready at the moment, guess what they do? They say, okay, we'll call you next time. And that just ruined your sales, all of the effort you put in so far. You didn't even try to get them on board to a second call or something like that to make sure that you could follow up with them. That's why in the book, The Sales Bible by Jeffrey Gitomer, he argued that being really proactive in sales will make you a better salesperson and help you close better. And that connects to the final perfect step, which is closing the sales. Securing the deal, closing the sales, is an actual art. This is something that most people can't even do it. They don't know how to close. I don't know how to effectively get the customer money. And closing the deal is an art, because it basically just get their money, which is what you're about after sales, and ensure that they will work with you in the future. So a skilled closer uses many tactics. So if you want to be a very skilled closer, this is what I would do. I would employ tactics that are limited time guaranteed, reduced price, and a very hefty guaranteed. So let's take something for example. Say they're open to working with you, but they're not at the point where they will want to pull out the card and pages yet. What you want to do is you want to do this. You want to make sure that they perceive your value and seeing the competitive behind it. So you can just say like, hey, we're getting this much type of client are interested in this type of product. We're not sure we can hold that spot for you. That will just make them want to pull out the card, pay, and then secure their spot. So in the book by Neil Beckman, Spin Selling, it showed that using close technique like, time limited, guaranteed, and stuff like that will increase the conversion rate and make the customer want to build a further relationship with you. So just to close this all off, sales is a very, very complicated process. People just think it's about selling. They just think it's about just putting in, showing them the product. If they're interested, if they're not, then they're not. That's not all that sales is. Sales is understanding the customer psychology, building their trust, presenting the value, overcoming the objection, and finally, once you do all of that, you have to close effectively, or else the sales is gone in the wind. So I hope you find this helpful, and if you want me and my team to help you with the sales and build your system where you can get clients so you can use these sales tactic, then book a call with me below. But other than that, let me just leave you off with a quote. Sales are contingent upon the attitude of the salesman, not the attitude of the prospect. So just keep that in mind. By W. Clement Stone. Other than that, later.